Jeff Cobb waiting for his fight with Brian Cage. The American show-offs are going to the Royal Rumble. Jay White! Jay White! He knows Ciampa's back there and he wants a piece of him. He wants to call him out. Jay White can't wait any longer and Ciampa's playing these mind games perfectly. Hang on, Mojo, back to his feet. The fairy tale ending onto the Switchblade. It'll be Tommaso Ciampa versus Jay White for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. It will be Fish and Ibushi for the Intercontinental title. Tonight, Paradigm just one up the bounty hunter. Tony Storm has done it! Tony Storm will face Shayna Baszler. Man vs. Machine is going down. Shayna Baszler caught Storm off guard. Jeff Cobb with a powerbomb onto the car windshield. Man conquers Machine. Jeff Cobb has floored Brian Cage. Hello everyone and welcome to SmackDown. Coming to you live from the Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. The countdown is on to how many shows remain until the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. A week and a half to go, but plenty of action here tonight to stay focused on. It's a Royal Rumble qualifier between the bounty hunter Apollo Crews and the Archer of Infamy Damien Priest to come our way later on this evening, but that is not all. Our main event of the evening here, the number one contender for the WWE Championship, Jay White, faces off against the right-hand man of the WWE Champion Tommaso Ciampa in Mojo Rawley. Big night of action on its way. And it is going to start big in terms of the name in this match. And that is not to say Carmella in the ring, but this woman. None other than the SmackDown Women's Champion herself, the Queen of Spades, the dominant figure in the SmackDown Women's division, Shayna Baszler. We saw at the end of last week when Toni Storm defeated Sasha Banks with a fantastic counter into Strong Zero to become the number one contender, no less. But all of her victory was for nothing because it put her right in the target sights of Shayna Baszler, who choked her out as SmackDown was going off the air. And as we cut away, of course, to see that massive brawl between Jeff Cobb and Brian Cage. And as we saw from the backstage footage that was given to us here at the start of this show, Brian Cage was right up to his feet. And maybe, just maybe, right back on the hunt for Jeff Cobb. Oh, how the tables have turned between those two men. But the tables won't have turned much in this scenario. Shayna Baszler is the one with the target on her back always, but she is always the one going hunting. And tonight, it wouldn't surprise me if it's a matter of moments until Carmella ends up in the Ace of Spades clutch. And straight out of the gates, the champion goes a-swing in her first match since she destroyed Paige at tables, ladders, and chairs, capturing the SmackDown Women's Championship with ease. And of course with it, putting Paige on the injury shelf as well. And now she looks forward to Toni Storm in a week and a half time at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Plenty to look forward to at that event. And if you're Shayna Baszler, you're looking forward to it even more, because it means another woman on this roster that you get the chance to put in the clutch and to assert your dominance over. And Toni Storm, of course, showed her fear towards Shayna Baszler more than once last week, as Shayna Baszler is showing her power and destruction right now. Buckle bomb on Carmella, who hasn't even got, well, not even a strike in this match. It has been pure dominance from the SmackDown Women's Champion, but are we at all one bit surprised here? Plenty to come in terms of action here this evening, folks. Spoke of the man just a moment ago. Jeff Cobb in action up next. On top of that, Sheamus of the Dangerous Alliance will meet the Intercontinental Champion, Kota Ibushi of the Saviors, later on here this evening. While Shayna Baszler is now on the receiving end of a few strikes from Carmella. I can confirm that Toni Storm is not in the building here tonight. Even if she was, I'm not too certain she would be going after Shayna Baszler. There is certainly fear coming from that woman in regards to the SmackDown Women's Champion, and I doubt she's the only one in the division who feels that way either. Carmella from the second row. Hurricanrana takes the champion down, and a real opportunity opening itself up for the Princess of Staten Island. Oh, spoke too soon there, of course, because Baszler immediately comes back to regain control and goes straight to the arm, wrenching it, yanking it out of socket as if to say, how dare you? How dare you think you had an opportunity to gain control in this contest? How dare you think that you could assert control over the SmackDown Women's Champion, who ran through everyone, got to Paige, and ran through her? Look out now. Throat first onto that top rope there. It's not about a competitive match. It's not about testing how everything works. It's not about trying out new offense. It's not about giving Toni Storm a playbook to analyze. It's about destruction for Shayna Baszler. Doesn't matter how long a match goes on for Shayna Baszler. The reality is, in every single one she's in, she will decimate. And Carmella's arm is getting decimated once again here, stretched over the rope there. Shayna Baszler knowing exactly what she's doing. She's focused on her arm throughout this match, and I'm sure it won't make a difference considering when that clutch gets locked in. It's good night for Carmella. Oh, the good night may have come already. Kicked her right in the head there, and Baszler is lining her up. Carmella doesn't even know which state she's in, but she'll know that it's over now. Ace of Spades, clutch applied, and as quickly as you put it on, Carmella submits. Shayna Baszler, destructive victory. Are we honestly that surprised though? It was just a walk in the park for the SmackDown Women's Champion on the way to the Royal Rumble, and another to fall to that Ace of Spades clutch. Baszler victorious, but she's not done just yet. Baszler has a microphone in her hand. SmackDown Women's Champion looking to speak here tonight. And she is reminding Toni Storm about the fear that she saw last week when she spoke about Shayna Baszler when they were in the same locker room as one another, and the delight it brought her. And she faded in that Ace of Spades clutch. And the words coming straight from the mouth of the champion. There will be no need for Storm to have her eyes open in fear. Shayna Baszler will shut them tight and put Toni Storm to sleep next Sunday at the Royal Rumble. Last week on SmackDown, it was a true moment of adulation and joy for the Hangman Adam Page as he was chosen by Shawn Michaels to represent SmackDown in the Royal Rumble match. But that was not where it finished off for Hangman Page. He went on Twitter earlier this week saying that he wanted a match with anyone else representing SmackDown in the Royal Rumble, as he called it, a tune-up ahead of the big match to come next Sunday. Hangman Page certainly full of confidence, but can he turn that confidence into victory? And who will he be trying to beat? Well, speak of the Rumble as well. Seems as if Tommaso Ciampa pulling some strings with Shawn Michaels. A chance for Mojo Rawley to represent SmackDown in the Royal Rumble if he can beat the number one contender Jay White later on this evening. And that was some very interesting, almost genuine, it was genuine, that was the best way to describe it, some genuine feelings for Tommaso Ciampa and Mojo Rawley, describing him as the only friend that he's got. That really says a lot about the mind of Tommaso Ciampa and how much he has sacrificed and how many he has pushed aside in order to be not only, of course, the WWE Champion, but to get to that place in the very first place. Well, here comes a man who has sacrificed an awful lot as well, maybe sacrificing his career when he stands across from Brian Cage. He waited all night for him. Elias got in his face and said that Cage wasn't going to show up, and that's what's led to this matchup here tonight, as Cobb laid out Elias with a tour of the islands in the parking lot backstage. But when Brian Cage showed up, Jeff Cobb made good on his promise with a power bomb onto the windshield of a car to the machine, but it did not keep him down for long. Well, we are waiting on Elias right now. Cobb pacing in the ring. No appearance of Elias whatsoever here, though. And Cobb standing there for the moment, just wondering what is going on, wondering, as we all are, where Elias is. Oh my God! That's where Elias is! In the hands of the machine! Brian Cage is going to the ring for a second round. Up on the apron, Cage and Cobb face to face, 7 days on. Here we go again between these two. Let the strikes fly. Let the hatred flow between Cage and Cobb. Cage sent over the top rope by Jeff Cobb to the outside. The fight keeps on going. Cage right back up to his feet, knocked down by a super kick by Jeff Cobb though, and Cobb has the upper hand of the machine right now, up against the barricade and sending Cage into the barricade there. Cage falling off his back once again. He'd waited a week to get his hands on Cobb, but Cobb seemed to have his number. Brian Cage on the back foot temporarily, but he comes back and he sends Jeff Cobb's back into the apron now. The fight is on, and the referee, just like the rest of us, is just watching, knowing there's nothing he can do. Indianapolis is loving every minute of this one. It started at TLC. It started all the way back in NXT, but it reaches another point here tonight. Cage can't capitalize. Cobb sends Cage into the turnbuckle. Referee caught up in the moment. Almost exactly the same as Elias was. Cage going over the top rope again, and his head hitting the steel steps on the way down. But the fight isn't over there. Cobb knows it. Cage knows it, and we all know it. Cage throwing Cobb up the ramp there. Elbow dropped down on Cobb, but he shrugged it off as he got up to his feet. With those using his bicep as a lariat there. And the fight just continues on. Now it's Cage in control. Oh, but not for long. Cobb comes fighting back. Big back elbow. Knife edge chops. Forearms just smacking away on the body of the former NXT champion. These two men absolutely despise one another, and it's clear to see once again. Further up the ramp we go, further up the stage we go, further away from the ring we go. Brian Cage is in trouble. Pile driver from Cobb to Cage. But are you kidding me? Brian Cage is right up to his feet. He's back up to a vertical basis. And he's taken the fight to Jeff Cobb again. Both men seemed ready for this moment here tonight, and neither can get the advantage over the other. And wherever Cage walks, Cobb will follow. Wherever Cobb walks, Cage will follow. These two men just want to put the hurting on one another, and that's what we're getting right now. Knock her down, they'll get back up. Super kick from Cobb. But he's not going to let Cage stay on the ground for a moment longer than is necessary. Cage comes fighting back right away though. And now, on the concrete floor, he plants him. Into the protective guard there at ringside. And Cobb is in big trouble. Oh my goodness. Twisting Samoan drop. Cobb goes down, but Cobb is going to back up as well. Cobb rising to his feet. And Cage looks stunned for a moment. Turnabout is fair play. Is there anything these men could do to keep the other one down? Let alone finish them off. Fighter behind the cameras now. Trying to get a good shot of this for you one, folks. Here we go. It's Cobb picking up Cage and throwing him into the SmackDown set. And it seems as if they're going further than the set. Cobb is walking to the backstage area. And Brian Cage is following suit. I have the feeling that this is going to be another show-long saga to keep an eye on. And we'll do our best to keep the cameras on them whenever we can. But we move on here on SmackDown to the next contest of the evening. Cage and Cobb was a fight, but now it's time for a sanctioned match, as Sheamus will go one-on-one with the Intercontinental Champion Kota Ibushi, and all to help out that man in the background over there, Bobby Fish, on the way to his championship match against the Golden Savior at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Sheamus, of course, does have bad blood with the Saviors as well. Remember back to TLC, Sheamus and Bobby Lashley lost the SmackDown Tag Team Championships to Roderick Strong and Drew Gulak. If I had to put my money on anything, they're going to be at ringside, standing by their Intercontinental Champion and fellow Savior. Ricochet not in the building here this evening, focusing up on his game plan, as of course the Savior is going to be representing SmackDown, and the Saviors, of course, in that Royal Rumble match. Of course, Sheamus and Lashley had the chance to qualify for that Rumble match last week, but they were beaten by the American Sheriffs of Cody Rhodes and Dolph Ziggler. SmackDown has been pretty much making every single man compete for the right to qualify. And what a group of talent they've got heading into that match. But here comes the Intercontinental Champion right now, flanked by the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. It's all gold for the Saviors, and it's the Golden Savior who's ready to compete in in-ring action here tonight. 3 weeks ago, he was laid out by Bobby Fish in the ring. And last week, Bobby Fish and Kota Ibushi was made official for the Royal Rumble by the SmackDown General Manager, Shawn Michaels. The man who won that championship at the Survivor Series pay-per-view, defended it, both at TLC and the SmackDown that came after it against Hangman Page in 2 fantastic matches. Now gets ready to do battle with a taller, may well be stronger Celtic Warrior in Sheamus, but there is no doubt about it. Those strikes of Ibushi, it doesn't matter the man you are, you could fall. To that man right there. You saw for a second there, Fish at ringside almost sarcastically clapping at Kota Ibushi. Didn't seem as if the Golden Savior paid too much attention to it, so here we go. A very stacked ringside with the manager of the Dangerous Alliance, and Paul Heyman, the 3-time WWE Champion Bobby Fish, and the man hunting his second Intercontinental title as well, and the current SmackDown Tag Team Champions Gulak and Strong, also representing those Savior shirts on the outside as well. And look at this, Sheamus already sent to the outside. Kota Ibushi starting quick here. Wanted to get his hands on Sheamus, wanted to vent some anger, went for a clothesline there, overshot his target. And look at that right away. Bobby Fish coming running into the fray, getting in the space of the Intercontinental Champion. And just for a moment, Ibushi turns his eyes away. And that was a mistake, as Sheamus can take control in the ring and plants him with a Saito suplex. Got a bit of anger going to be getting off of both men in this contest. Ibushi, of course, wanted to take out his anger on a member of the Dangerous Alliance for Fish laying him out a few weeks ago. And Sheamus wanted to get anger on a member of the Saviors, of course, for losing the tag team titles at TLC, and with it as well, also last week, losing the right to qualify for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And Sheamus is getting his anger out right now. Ibushi trying to cover up the best he can, but man, is he getting beat down right now. As the fight, I've been told, has continued on backstage between Jeff Cobb and Brian Cage. We're trying to get some cameras in on the action, but anytime someone seems to be getting close to those two men, they are getting thrown well out of the way. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you work for SmackDown or this arena here tonight, you are in the firing line. Sheamus right now has control over Kota Ibushi. Spoke too soon there. Nice counter from Ibushi right there, and then Irish whip. Oh! Handspring kick, both feet smacking on the head of Sheamus there. A really brutal move there from Ibushi, who comes off the ropes now with a springboard dropkick, taking down the Celtic Warrior. Sheamus trying to get himself up to his feet here, and it looks as if Fish could be getting in the way of things again, or he just walked over to Sheamus to speak tactics with him for a moment as the Celtic Warrior used the ropes to pull himself up, and that collision between the two allowed Sheamus to take control in this matchup. Once again, his strength advantage coming into play there. Traps the arm of Ibushi now and goes to work on the other one. Wrenching it back here, trying to pull it out of socket, and look at that, Ibushi has to look at Bobby Fish as he's locked in this hold. And Fish wasn't taking his eyes off the Intercontinental Champion for that moment. Oh, big high kick from Ibushi. Elbow down into the back as well. Nice combination from the Intercontinental Champion. Corkscrew sent on. Incredible athleticism from Ibushi. The cover is made, but it's only good for a count of two. A very emphatic kick out there by Sheamus to prove the point that he got the shoulder up in time. Now in the corner of the Saviors, Ibushi up on the second rope. Turned around, didn't realize that Sheamus was on one knee and had moved out of the way. Ibushi simply didn't have time to adjust. And he pays for it with another Saito suplex down in his head and neck. That's certainly going to be good for Fish, especially when you think about the fish hook that he connected on Ibushi a number of weeks ago. Oh, look out now, arms tied up in the ropes. Sheamus going to work. The beats coming down, raining down on the chest, over and over again, until the count reaches 10, and Ibushi slumps to the floor. Champion in trouble, of course, in this non-title matchup. Sheamus having turned things around here. And Strong charging over to the side here to get in the way of Sheamus, maybe! And maybe to remind Sheamus of TLC as well, and losing those tag team titles. Snake Eyes on the apron there, and now Sheamus locking his eyes on Strong, but Strong getting involved. That's completely legal. Throws Sheamus back in the ring. Ibushi getting up to his feet as well. Who can capitalize here? It's going to be Ibushi. Big corkscrew kick there, or spinning kick rather. Take Sheamus down, and that was what I went on about the danger of Ibushi's strikes. Doesn't matter your size or strength, those strikes can still chop you down as a sliding German suplex is connected there. Ibushi starting to fire up here, the cylinders starting to move in synchronization. Double foot stomp down into the ribs of the Celtic Warrior. Ibushi starting to turn things around now. The champion regaining control, it seems. Look out, your Cobra Clutch now. Nice Cobra Clutch locked in. Look at that. Taking him down. Cobra Clutch crossface, yeah. Incredible innovation there from Ibushi. He's got it locked in here on Sheamus. Will Sheamus have to tap? Will he have to tap in front of the Saviors? Oh no, Sheamus hanging on in there. For Bobby Fish as well. Oh, went for the double axe handle again, but Ibushi moved out of the way. Has him in here. Half-hatch suplex. And Ibushi hits face, Sheamus, hits face first. Ibushi going out to the apron here and coming flying back in the ring with a crossbody to take out Sheamus. Huge opportunity for the Golden Savior. He makes the cover as he put away Sheamus. 2 and not much more on that one. Maybe a sigh of relief for Bobby Fish as well in that moment. Ibushi now. Snapdragon suplex. Excellent bridge feet planted on the mat, but Sheamus kicking out of one. Very surprised to see a kick out that early. Oh, went for a big chop there. It looked like maybe from Ibushi. Sheamus counters and just boots him there. Big devastating power in those boots as into the corner goes Ibushi now. With Sheamus in control here. Look out. Snake eyes once more. Sheamus just staying on Ibushi with authority right now. Off the ropes. No. Good counter there from Ibushi. Now Ibushi sending Sheamus into the turnbuckle here. Opportunity lining itself up maybe for the Golden Savior. What's he going to do now? And when you're up on the top rope, you just never know what Kota Ibushi could do from there, though. Sheamus hopping off. Good counter made there by Sheamus. And a diving shoulder charge back into the ring there. Athleticism being displayed by the Celtic Warrior. And the longer this match goes on, the better it is for Bobby Fish, because Ibushi's getting worn out. And he's back. He's getting worked over right now with a trio of Irish Curse backbreakers. And could Sheamus be looking for one bro kick to finish off Ibushi here? Oh, went for a leaping knee there. Ibushi with the counter. Big time German suplex, and Sheamus tactically rolling out to the apron, rolling out of harm's way, but not for too long. And nowhere is safe around Kota Ibushi. Exploder superplex from Ibushi. Fantastic strength. Is it all over? No! Sheamus gets the shoulder up in time at 2. So close, just not close enough. But Ibushi staying on Sheamus here. Off the ropes again with a springboard dropkick. Just softening him up. Getting ready for one big Kamagoye, but Sheamus counters and a shoulder charge takes Ibushi down. A huge demonstration of strikes from both sides. Ibushi's damaging and thought out Sheamus's just head first, really. Just throwing his might behind him, and there might be some blood on the head there of Ibushi. Be a little cut in his forehead. Has been opened up by the work that Sheamus has done. Ibushi now out on the apron, and right hand takes him down to the floor on the outside once again. And it's sort of a neutral ground between the Dangerous Alliance and the Saviors. Oh, good counter there by Ibushi. Sends Sheamus into the apron. With incredible might there and speed. And into the barricade goes Sheamus now, propped up against it in the side of the outside that seems to belong to the Saviors. But here comes Bobby Fish. But Ibushi getting out of trouble, getting in the ring. Gulak picking up Sheamus, but look at Bobby Fish there. Fish with an eye on Ibushi. Oh, bro kick! Sheamus with a bro kick and a Gulak taking him down. Strong is infuriated. He's trying to get his hands on Sheamus. Sheamus walking away. Heyman with a nod of the head. Comes there's Lashley. Spear onto Strong. And down go the Saviors on the outside. Ibushi is livid. Here he comes. Oh no, he doesn't. Ibushi went charging to protect the Saviors. But Fish was there in time, blindsiding him. And the Dangerous Alliance watch on as the Fish hook lays out Ibushi again. The Savior's laid out by the Dangerous Alliance. The champion laid out by the challenger. Could this be a preview of things to come next Sunday? Is that man going to dethrone the Golden Savior? Oh my goodness, it's continued. We finally got a camera backstage. Then with the locker rooms here in the arena, Cobb and Cage are still at one another's throats. Finally getting a camera onto this action here. Cobb with an uppercut, throwing Cage out of the locker room there. Cobb in hot pursuit, but Cage catches them with a forearm. Neither man going off their feet right now. Throwing bombs at one another. Super kick there by Cage. Cobb stays up on his feet. Cage trying to sweep the leg there of Jeff Cobb. Didn't work out. Good strikes coming in now from Jeff Cobb. Throwing his head. Using it as a weapon, but used it one too many times. Cage with the counter right there and then. And into that crate goes Jeff Cobb. Cage walking away here. Cobb following after him. Oh, the clatter of a steel chair could be heard though. Cage with a steel chair shot. And the fight continues on. Who knows where these men will go? And who knows if the arena can hold them? Time will only tell. But right now, it's time for our next contest of the evening. So much going on here in this episode of SmackDown already, but it continues on. It's time for a Royal Rumble qualifier here tonight between the Bounty Hunter Apollo Crews and the Archer of Infamy. And the latest member of Paradigm, Damien Priest. Last time these two men got involved with one another, it was a 3-on-2 handicap match between Marty Scurll, Keith Lee, and Apollo Crews against Jackson Riker and John Moxley. Of course, it looked as if that Moxley and Riker were about to be beaten when all of a sudden Priest made his return and revealed himself as the third member of the group known as Paradigm, enabling John Moxley to get that one-on-one match that he wanted with Marty Scurll at TLC that he would go on to win. But now it seems, with the victory sustained over Scurll, that the Bounty Hunter is still being hired by the services of the villain to go after the group that is Paradigm. Moxley laying out Crews last week in the backstage area with a paradigm shift, and asking if Cruz wanted this match against Priest, essentially making Cruz have this match against Priest in the week that's followed since that happened. SmackDown General Manager Shawn Michaels has declared that here tonight all members of Paradigm are banned from ringside, and with it as well have been Keith Lee and the Villain. You saw the manager of the Bounty Hunter there, Booker T, still at ringside. Who knows what wrench he could try and throw in the works here in this contest, but here comes Damien Priest towards the ring, ready to go here tonight. Making his way out for this contest here to do battle with the Bounty Hunter and to put himself in to the Royal Rumble match as well. The spotlight focusing solely on Priest as he heads towards the ring with a very determined look on his face. Revenge for Riker maybe from last week on his mind as well, and doing Moxley a solid for Paradigm by getting one up on Apollo Crews. Of course, going to the Royal Rumble as well. It could happen here tonight. And of course, this isn't the only talk of the Royal Rumble we just saw backstage there between Matt Riddle and Finn Balor. As if they're on for a meeting last week for what would be one of the final Royal Rumble spots. I believe after this there'd only be 3 spots left, maybe 2 if Mojo can beat Jay White later on here this evening. But we're going to see who's going to be going to the Royal Rumble and who's going to be getting a victory under their belt. Will it be the Bounty Hunter, or will it be a member of Paradigm? Let's find out. It's Cruz in the early going here, who's got off on the stronger side of things. Went for the dropkick there. Priest sidestepping it, raking the eyes there. Oh my God, what a high kick from Priest. He has not come out here to play it safe, to take it easy. He has come out here to put the target on the Bounty Hunter for a change, to make him the one wanted for a sum, for a fee. And that fee, of course, is a trip to the Royal Rumble. Look out here, Priest in, and driving his boot down on the back of Apollo Crews' head. Hey, if you're going to steal a move from anyone, you might as well steal it from the greatest of all time over on ECW. Will, of course, be competing on ECW for the first time since before SummerSlam 5 months ago. You already know who I'm on about, but right now we're looking at Priest manhandling and dominating Apollo Crews right now. This is what John Moxley will like to see, but Apollo Crews putting a stop to it there. Big back body drop, great strength from Crews there. Knife edge chop off the ropes. Spinebuster plants Priest down there, and Crews now will continue to work on the back of the Archer of Infamy here. Boston Crab applied. Priest relatively in the middle of the ring, but way too early in the match to hope for a submission. See what'll happen now, bringing him up to his feet. Oh boy! To certain where that was, it was like he just put his hand around the throat of Crews and drove him into the mat. Cover made after it nonetheless, only good for a count of 1. Early submission attempt, early pinfall attempt. These guys are in it to try and beat the other. Nothing more than that. Oh! Huge running left there from Damien Priest, taking care of Apollo Crews right there and then. More knife edge chops lining up the chest of Apollo Crews. We've seen plenty of them, courtesy of Cage and Cobb. But we're about to see the Archer of Infamy taking flight. Plants himself down on Crews, and Booker T doesn't look happy about that one bit. Oh, but wow. Priest couldn't capitalize. Crews sending Priest into the ring pole there. Nasty collision for Priest. Didn't even have time to get his hand up, I believe. Just head first into that ring post. And a Samoan drop on the outside on that thin padding. The Bounty Hunter using his surroundings to his advantage. And he now has the number of Damien Priest all of a sudden. Look out now, what are we going to see here? Reverse suplex. So reverse elevated DDT, that was it. From Apollo Crews there, but again, incredible strength to lift up the much bigger Damien Priest. But Priest able to counter this, and speed from Priest being shown now from behind. Cobra clutch locked in here. Oh, Cobra clutch backbreaker, and just throws him after it as well. Interesting moves from both men being demonstrated. Priest certainly picking up a few new moves in his time away. Now a single like Boston Crab locked in on Cruz here. Cruz though, trying to crawl to the ropes. Not breaking out of it, but not wanting to tap out either. Will he make the ropes? Yes, he will. Priest having to break the hold. Referee requesting it to be the case, but that means Priest can hit another move, and a big move at that. Choke slam out of Cruz, who rolls out of harm's way. Smart thinking there. Look out now, Priest on the apron, looking to come down onto Cruz, but he had his eyes on Booker T for a second too long. Booker with a distraction. Cruz making the most of it. Into the barricade goes Priest now, and back into the ring once again, with Apollo Crews having taken control on the outside. This time, give the assist to Booker T. Imagine Moxley and Riker, Skill and Lee are all watching this on right now, wherever they are, with bated breath. Because this has bigger ramifications than just a Royal Rumble qualifier. And the ongoing saga between those sides, it seems to be more and more becoming about two men, and that is Moxley. The man you see in the ring right now, raining down a right hand onto Damien Priest, but not able to keep control there. Jawbreaker counter from Priest as he got another choke slam up his sleeve. He most certainly does, and he connects with it with authority, and again Cruz rolling out of the ring, trying to get all the breath that he can. This time there's no Booker for a distraction. And this time, Priest able to connect off of the apron with a double axe handle. Look out now, has him in his arms and slams him down on the barricade. Ribs, back. They're all going to be feeling the effect of that one, as it's Priest now finally with some control as we go back into the ring. Priest going to do here, has the leg of Apollo Crews and drives his own leg down onto the knee there, tweaking it slightly and staying focused, but not able to keep in control there. Crews with a big counter, crucifix now, roll up by Crews, looking for the win. Kick out at one. Very early kick out there from Damien Priest, but Crews, maybe that was a part of the game plan, forcing Priest up to his feet slowly, and he was right there to essentially scrub his boot into the face of Priest right there. And here is this freakish athleticism from Apollo Crews. Incredible speed in that crossbody right there and then. Priest had no counter for it, and he might not have a counter for this one either. Crews thinking power bomb, not happening. Priest with a counter almost identical to the one Crews had earlier on in this contest. Oh, look at the strength now with Priest, though. Look at the speed in that ear raid crash neck breaker as well. Dropping Crews down. That couldn't have been a nice impact at all. In the corner, running back elbow. Quick, simple, and effective. And again, Crews had no response for it. Amazing to see the speed at which Damien Priest can work with as well. Lifting Crews up to his feet now, and he has him again. A secondary crash neck breaker, and this time Priest thinks he has beaten the bounty hunter. Will it be? No, the shoulder up in time from Crews, and that Royal Rumble opportunity still hanging well in the balance for either man. Damien Priest wanted to risk it all for Paradigm. Top rope, splash down onto Crews. No movement whatsoever from Apollo Crews, and could that be the beginning of the end for Apollo Crews in the corner? Big boot to Crews. Priest dragged to the middle of the ring. The Archer of Infamy looking to pull the bow and strike an arrow through Crews, looking to finish him off, flying it away. Booker T getting involved, distracting Priest, a yank of the leg there. And that has allowed Crews back up to his feet. Crews, victory roll, do not let it end this way. There's two, will it be? No, yes! Priest kicked out, and Booker can hardly believe it. Booker is right there, and Priest has managed to take control as well. Having Crews go, wait, what's that in the background? The turnbuckle pad has been removed. Booker T must have removed that turnbuckle pad when Crews was rolling up. Damien Priest. The referee hasn't seen it, but Cruz knows it's there. Priest doesn't, and he goes back first into it. Back first into a metal rung. Booker T sprung the trap, and the bounty hunter has capitalized on it. And he's beaten Damien Priest as well. Apollo Crews is going to the Royal Rumble. And even though Shawn Michaels had tried to ban everyone from ringside, Booker T made the most of his placement there, removing the pad, and the roll-up finished off Damien Priest. Priest trying to make the call at I think he's trying to inform the referee that the turnbuckle pad was removed. You can still see it there. Oh, hang on! The theme of Moxley! But Death Rider isn't making his way out. He's on the Titantron, and Cruz has locked eyes with it. Oh, Moxley not happy with what he just saw, but letting Apollo Crews know to enjoy this moment while it lasts, because he's not going to go to the main event of WrestleMania. And not only that, but when the match is done, Jon Moxley has his sights set firmly onto Apollo Crews, Booker T, and anyone else who wants to get in his way. And not only that, but the Death Rider isn't looking for a payment in cash. He's looking for it in the blood of Apollo Crews. Those two men are destined to meet one day. But right now, further on backstage, Cobb seems to be throwing around whatever he can find here. And he's trying to find Cage, trying to call him out here. It seems as if Cobb has lost Brian Cage, but he's found a man I wouldn't want to cross right now. The man who calls the shots at Shawn Michaels. And it goes without saying, HBK is livid at what he's seen here tonight from both men. Hang on though. Shawn Michaels is almost listening to what Cobb and Cage have been doing. He understands where they're coming from. I think Shawn Michaels is trying to say if they want to fight, they can, just not in and around the backstage area. And on top of that, not under the SmackDown license. Michaels will book the match for next week. No countouts, no disqualifications, but it will be an unsanctioned match between Jeff Cobb and Brian Cage. Shawn Michaels wants these men to fight, but not under the SmackDown banner. Cobb has got the news and a smile on his face as he will walk on to next week and his meeting with the Machine. Man, oh man, what a huge episode of SmackDown we've got coming our way next week, folks. Finn Balor and Matt Riddle will meet one-on-one for the Royal Rumble spot. What a match that's going to be, but it certainly doesn't end there either. A six-man tag match to take place. The Saviors will meet the Dangerous Alliance in what will be a huge 3v3, especially with Bobby Fish and Ibushi leading their forces into battle days before they meet at the Rumble. But we just heard it there, folks. Next week, an unsanctioned match between Jeff Cobb and Brian Cage will take place. Man vs. Machine 2. Let them rip. Let them fight. Who knows what'll happen? I cannot wait for next week's SmackDown already, but right now, folks, The main event is upon us, and the boos reign out here within the Bankers Life Fieldhouse arena, because here comes the #1 contender to the WWE Championship, the man who betrayed Kazuchika Okada, the man known as the Switchblade, Jay White. And of course, White will have a desire here tonight to get his hands on the right-hand man of the WWE Champion Tommaso Ciampa and Mojo Rawley. Jay White will want to get his hands on Rawley for payback for last week, when he was laid out by Rawley and Ciampa, having called out the Blackheart and demanded the championship match that he has got for next Sunday at the Royal Rumble. Rawley has something to play for here tonight as well. Not only is he representing Ciampa, not only is he standing by and honoring his friend, but he has a spot in the Royal Rumble waiting for him if he can defeat Jay White here this evening. The red is out for Jay White here tonight. Maybe the blood that he will look to spill of Mojo Rawley as we head towards the Royal Rumble. And the boos really are raining out for Jay White here this evening. I don't imagine either man are going to get a positive reaction from this Indianapolis crowd, and why would they? Blackheart and Switchblade due to meet next Sunday. Right now, Mojo Rawley has to do the heavy loading. Of course, he was meant to meet Matt Riddle last week on SmackDown in his first match since that decimation at the hands of the one-night-only return of Kevin Steen. And now Rawley heads towards the ring for his first match back against Jay White. Looking focused and determined as well. Rawley knows what he's got to do here this evening. It's all about trying to soften up the Switchblade ahead of the Rumble. But once again, Jay White with a jump at ringside on Mojo Rawley. And neither man have entered the ring either. So this match hasn't even got underway. The referee can only stand there. He can't make a count. He can't disqualify either man. The match hasn't started. Jay White knew exactly what he was doing. And he is assaulting Mojo Rawley here and yelling into the faces of those at the front seats here. And taking it to Rawley right now at ringside. Rawley couldn't be prepared for this, but that is where the Switchblade seems to work best recently. Blindsiding from behind. Did it last week. Did it at TLC. Did it 2 weeks ago. Oh no, what's he going to do now? What's he going to do now? Powerbomb into the ring post. Oh my goodness. Jay White is just destroying Mojo Rawley here. He knows exactly what he's doing. He doesn't give a damn about the match or the Royal Rumble spot. And he is just as good as said it himself. This isn't a match. This is a message he's sending. Using Mojo Rawley here. The only friend that Tommaso Ciampa says he has. And dismantling him in front of everyone's eyes. Just to infuriate the Blackheart. But we know Ciampa's in the building. And so does Jay White. Listen to that. Come save your friend Tommy. Oh my goodness. Right in the ribs of Mojo there. He is trying to force Tommaso Ciampa's hand here. And I think he'll just beat up Mojo until he does. Look out now, no. Oh my, back suplex on the outside. Mojo came down in his head and his neck. And we're looking up at the ramp here. There is no sign of a Blackheart, but there is the sign of a match beginning. White throwing Mojo into the ring. Both men have entered the ring. The match can now begin, and it's business as it was. Jay White beating down Mojo Rawley. Mojo not even getting in a glimpse of offense. This doesn't go back to the TLC beating by Kevin Steen. This is just what Jay White has done here this evening. Blindsiding Mojo. And now systematically destroying every piece of this man's body. Reverse figure four is applied on Mojo. Mojo is screaming in agony. He's almost holding on to the referee as he's trying not to tap out here. Now, come on, Mojo, do it for your own health. Where the hell is Ciampa in a moment like this? If this man is your only friend, why isn't Ciampa coming out to save him? Nothing. No movement, no theme, no graphics, nothing. We know Ciampa's in the building. We saw him talking with Mojo earlier this evening. And Jay White is just infuriated now. He is just beating down Mojo. And maybe that's a part of the scheme of Tommaso Ciampa, that he is just doing this to infuriate Jay White, with a blade buster there on Mojo. And I think this is it. 1, 2, come on, come on. Statement has been proven. Damage has been done. Ciampa ain't coming out. You're forcing your hand, but Ciampa ain't replying. Blade Runner. Ciampa's not moving. He's not playing the games that Jay White wants him to play. And Jay White doesn't like that one bit. He can beat down Mojo Rawley as much as he wants, it seems. Ciampa isn't coming out. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, White. There is no need for this. Jay White, one chair isn't enough apparently. What else is he going to get now? Another chair, a second chair being added to the mix here. Mojo Rawley hasn't moved a muscle. And it seems neither has Tommaso Ciampa. And Jay White, he can't stand this any longer. He can't stand that Ciampa isn't playing his game. No, oh, come on, now putting his hands on the referee. Now assaulting an official. Mojo Rawley's head is pressed on that steel chair. Rawley is lifeless. The referee laid out at ringside. Jay White asked, almost demanded, Tommaso Ciampa to come and save his friend. The answer was no. And now Jay White is going to go to a sick, twisted place. Concerto to Mojo. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Because that is the doom of Ciampa. Rawley thrown to one side on the outside, cast away like he's nothing. Because here comes the real target. Here comes Tommaso Ciampa. And for the first time in ages, the crowd is on their feet for him. Ciampa storming the ring. Oh, but White was ready with a steel chair. White was ready with that chair, and he smashed it across the head of Tommaso Ciampa. The Switchblade is the one up this time. Ciampa finally came for his friend, and that was his undoing. DDT onto the chair. Jay White played his cards to perfection, and now Tommaso Ciampa is on the receiving end of what Jay White felt last week. Tommaso Ciampa wanted to save his friend. He finally had enough. And that was his undoing. White now, as Ciampa's staggering up to his feet. White lining himself up here. Wait a minute, Blade Runner onto the title. A Blade Runner onto Goldie, no less. Jay White has struck here tonight. The Switchblade striking his knife deep into that Blackheart of Tommaso Ciampa.